Hi class, how's your week? So this video we are going to talk about midterm that's coming up and also some observations that I have and maybe some tips for you for your assignments. So for the midterm, I'm going to give you some time to review the material for module 1 to 7. So the quiz will be make available, the correct answers will be made available as well. If you haven't used all your 3 attempts, I recommend that just go do the quiz again to solidify your knowledge, because the more you know about the material, the less time you would need for your programming assignment, I guarantee you. And then the midterm will be made available on the next Monday, October 28th, and then it's due by November 3rd on Sunday. There will be only 30 questions, multiple choices, and true and false. It's worth 60 points, so it's just equal to 1 module, and you have 2 attempts. I hope this will help you solidify your knowledge, because as you can see, the homeworks are getting a little bit harder and harder every single module, and the more you actually got the material, it will be so much easier for you to write the programs. Yeah, and for me, why the midterm is worth the same as 1 module, for me the most important is to see you doing the program and running some successful programs and making the program do what you want them to do. That's really the goal of this class. We want you to be a good programmer. So after reviewing a lot of your assignments, I would say that I can see that some people are doing trial and errors, and you might not know what the code is doing, but you throw something together, and if it works, then you are hoping that that will get you through the program, the assignment. I would say that this is really not the best way to do it, because you're wasting a lot of time trying to run the program, and then it doesn't work, you change it a little bit. I think, to do a purposeful experience are good. Like if you know exactly what you're testing to see what's working, what's not working, is great. But if you are just throwing in some code, not really have any purpose or direction, I mean, in a way, that wastes a lot of your time. I can tell you that writing this code is, if you know the material, it should not take you more than an hour. But of course, you might get into a bug you couldn't fix, and that will take longer time. However, I think for someone who's familiar with C++, it wouldn't take them more than 30 minutes or maybe even 15 minutes. And so my recommendation is know what every line of code is doing, so that you are not throwing things together and not understanding it and wasting a lot of your energy, because you get frustrated and then so on and so forth, right? And other tip I have is to empty your mind, focus on this one thing that you're doing, no matter if you're studying, no matter if you're programming, no matter whatever you're doing. The most efficient way of using your brain is to focus. And you will see that once you're focused on everything that you are doing, things go easier. Just my 2 cents. So I recommend that you premeditate before start writing your program. I actually spend time thinking about the program. I start thinking about the question, thinking about what I need to accomplish, thinking about what will be difficult, where there possibly can be bugs, test cases that will throw me off easier. A lot of for example, the boundary, especially like counting to 10, you either count to 11 or 9, and not exactly 10. So really spend time to think about the problem, understanding it, maybe even, for example, for shorting, right? you give yourself some examples, and then see how to do it by hand, and then you know how to write your program better. You might also want to think about what function you might need, why we separate into function declaration and function definition, because when you design, you can basically write the function and you don't know how it works yet, but you need that function. And also it is good to write one function at a time and test each function to see if it works, so that debugging will be easier in the whole program. So those are some of my tips. I think you guys are doing great. Those who are really trying are really very doing impressive work. Struggle is common, is normal. This is not the easiest class to take, but you are brave enough to take it on, and so keep up the good work. I'm rooting for you, because I know a lot of you would get an A. I can see that now. So just keep working on it, okay? So another thing I see in previous labs is that there are a few of you kind of avoiding using the else part of the if else. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it's making the program having to do extra work when if the first if statement already, the condition already rule out some other things, then you don't want to have another parallel if and have to test certain conditions again, or I think sometimes even like it wouldn't rule out what you are meant to do. So when you see yourself writing a few ifs all together, see if you can combine them, because it's also for efficiency purpose, right? When it's not needed, why do you ask the compiler to, or the computer to have to evaluate another if condition? In lab 6, I see a lot of you missed the part where you only test if it's a normal, a spacebar space and not any space. So in the ASCII code, a tab, for example, will create a few space also when you look at the file, but it's actually one character. It's a /t, but all those can be determined if it's a space by this predefined function is space, which we actually talk about in the module 6. So just want to bring it up because you might encounter it again. And then if you are still working on some of the assignments, remember templates are available. It might help you to understand the program better, or you can always make an appointment with me, right? And then there are now videos about lab assignments, so I will continue to do it in every lab assignments from now on. One of you suggest that you actually need a little bit more discussion of the assignment, so that's why I'm doing these videos. As always, I'm trying to help you to learn this material. So if there are something that you feel like I can change, or I can do more, or I can do less, just let me know so that I can improve the class, so that you can learn easier and better and have more fun. So that's it for this video. We are going to talk about C string next.